Have you ever felt like life is moving too fast? Like you're juggling a million things: work, family, endless to do lists, and no matter how hard you try, you're still overwhelmed, overstimulated, and just plain worn out. You long for slower days, for wide open fields, the kind where the grass sways under a gentle breeze, and the only sounds in the distance is the humming of birds and the sounds of animals. At 15, my parents traded the hum of the city streets for that kind of quiet when our family moved to a farm. Now, looking back with a longing in my heart for those days, I realized how much it has changed my way of thinking. If you're feeling overwhelmed right now, maybe by the weight of motherhood, the demands of life, or just the noise of it all, I've been there. I've spent hours crying next to my son's bed because of his night terrors, trying to hold myself together during the day. I was overstimulated and exhausted. But what I learned on the farm taught me so much, and I know it can help you find peace too. If you are new here, my name is Julie, and I help Christian wives who feel worn out in the homemaking, motherhood, or even marriages to become joyful, free, and whole again, even if your circumstances don't change. If you need this encouragement, I'd love for you to press that like and subscribe button to join this community. Today I'm going to share 3 lessons from my 4 years on a farm. Lessons about how nature can calm your nervous system, ignite curiosity in your children, and guide you to a slower, more intentional life. If you're craving a way to trade chaos for calm, I've created a free webinar to help you change the way you move through your days. In it, I'll walk you through the exact steps I took to move from burnout to a life filled with purpose and peace. Without fancy retreats or complicated systems, you'll learn practical tools to regulate your nervous system, shed the burdens you've unknowingly carried, and create a home where you and your family can thrive. It's completely free and you can watch it anytime. It's designed especially for mothers and wives who want to show up as their best selves. The link is in the description down below for you to sign up. When I was 15, my family made a bold move. We packed up our home in the city and moved to a farm, chasing my dad's lifelong dream. When I tell this to people, they often assume it was a tough transition, but for me, it wasn't. It was like coming home. I've spent some childhood holidays on my grandpa's farm where every day was an adventure. I'd wake up at dawn to milk the cows, swim in the slimy dam, climb mulberry trees, and hunt grasshoppers with my cousins. Moving to a farm at 15 wasn't hard. It was exciting because I've tasted that freedom, the kind of freedom you don't find in the city. I could step out the door and wander through grasslands for hours. I'd sit on a rock in the middle of nowhere, lost in my thoughts, or saddle up my horse and ride until the sun dipped below the horizon. The bleating of the sheep became my alarm clock, the sunset my watch. In those moments, I wasn't just a teenager with worries or responsibilities. I was free. And here's the first lesson that the farm taught me. Nature is a cure for overwhelm. Living on the farm, I never felt overstimulated or worn out because nature has a way of resetting your nervous system. Science actually backs this up. Studies show that spending just 20 minutes in a natural environment, whether it's a forest, a park, or even your backyard, can lower cortisol levels, reduce stress, and help you feel grounded. When I rode my horse across the fields, it was like unsaddling the baggage of my mind. If you're feeling overwhelmed right now, I want to urge you to step outside, not just for a quick walk, but to be in nature. Notice the texture of leaves, the sounds of the birds, the way the air feels against your skin. Even if you live in a city, find a park, a tree, or a patch of grass. Sit there for 20 minutes and let nature just hold you. It's not about escaping your life, for we know it's impossible. It's about creating the moments to find the peace that is already there. And yes, it's possible even with little ones around you. Explore with them, walk barefoot on the grass with them alongside you, pick flowers and create art with them outside. Maybe a little crown of daisies or a collage of leaves. It's about creating these moments ourselves. And as an example, one afternoon when I just felt overwhelmed with all the house chores, I took my son to our backyard. We sat on the grass and made mud pies, and we laughed as we tried to build different things with the mud. It wasn't a grand adventure, but it was enough to make us both feel lighter. So try it, start small, and you'll feel the difference. Now, when my husband and I started looking for a home, we knew we wanted space. We both tasted the freedom of farm life, and city houses felt cramped, stacked on top of each other. It felt suffocating. So we chose a smaller house with a big yard which is close to the mountains. Our neighborhood isn't a farm, but it's alive with nature. In summer, baboons wander down from the hills, scouting for food. We've had a wild boar leap our fence and a porcupine nibble our vegetable garden. It's not the farm, but it's close enough to feel wild. This brings me to the second lesson. Nature is a playground for children's curiosity. As a mother, I've seen how screens compete for my son's attention, but they can't compare to the wonder of the outdoors. When we take him for walks in the forest, he's not just walking, he is exploring. We stop to look at every bug, every flower, even every mushroom. We climb mountains, pausing to marvel at the endless ridges and forests stretching out below. We go snorkeling, watching fish dart through the underwater world. These moments don't just entertain him, they shape him. He has become so curious about nature. When we take out books at the library, he no longer wants storybooks. He always chooses non-fiction books about nature. Time in nature boosts children's cognitive development, and research supports this too. It improves focus and reduces symptoms of anxiety and hyperactivity. Unlike screens, which overload their senses, nature engages their brains in a gentle, organic way. It cultivates curiosity. Why does a beetle move like that? What makes a wave crash? It teaches them to ask questions, to explore, to wonder, and it calms them. I've watched my son's energy settle after a day outside. I want to encourage you to make nature a priority for your kids. It doesn't have to be a grand adventure. Take time to go to a park for a picnic. Let them dig in the dirt or listen to the waves at the beach. Even a small garden making mud balls or watering plants can be soothing and spark their imagination. And this too will bring you joy. Let me explain how. Ever notice how much joy it brings you when your child experiences something for the first time? It's almost like you yourself is experiencing it again for the first time. It fills our hearts as parents to see our children enjoy something. It's not just about giving your child the freedom to explore, but it's a way to pour back into you, to fill your cup when you see their little smiles and their eyes light up. It's kind of a win-win situation. It will help you to forget your overwhelm and live in the moment. Now, the farm gave me so much, but of course I don't live there anymore. Life moves on, and now we're in a beautiful town surrounded by forests, mountains, and the sea. Yet the lessons of the farm stays with me. When life feels too much, when the demands of being a mother, a wife, or just a human being pile up, I step outside. I walk through the forest, a hike in the mountains, or a quiet row on the river. It's like hitting that reset button. Nature doesn't just calm my nervous system, it reminds me who I am. And with this, here's the third lesson. Slow living is a choice, not a location. You don't need a farm to live slowly. You don't need acres of land or a horse to ride in the sunset. It's about being disciplined enough to choose peace, no matter where you are. Maybe it's a picnic in a nearby park, feeling the grass under your feet. Maybe it's a trip to the beach, letting the sound of the waves wash away your stress. Maybe it's just sitting in your backyard, watching the clouds move. These small intentional choices add up to the life that feels less like a race and more like a rhythm. For me, this choice is personal. I want my son to grow up knowing the healing power of nature, just like I did. I want him to feel the freedom of exploring, the joy of discovery, the calm of a quiet moment outdoors. But it's about me too. As a mother, I've learned that I can't pour from an empty cup. When I take time to slow down in nature, I'm a better wife, I'm a better mom, and overall, I'm just a better person. If you're longing for a life that feels lighter, more intentional, and full of peace, I want to invite you again to my free webinar. It's kind of like a roadmap to the life you're craving. I'll walk you through practical steps I took to overcome overwhelm, regulate my nervous system, and create a home where my family thrives. You'll discover how to let go of the burdens you've been carrying, those expectations and pressures you don't even realize were weighing you down. The link is in the description down below for you to sign up. The farm taught me that peace isn't something you find, it's something you choose. Every time you step outside, every time you let nature hold you, every time you help your kids discover the wonder of a leaf or a wave, you're choosing a better life. It's not about having a perfect setting or endless time. It's about being intentional. Even in a small garden, you can plant a seed. Even in a city park, you can feel the earth. Even on a busy day, you can choose to pause and to breathe. So today I challenge you, find one moment to step outside. Feel the sun, listen to the wind, touch the grass. Let it remind you that you're not alone in this chaotic world. Nature is waiting to teach you, to heal you, to bring you back to yourself. And if you want to go deeper, join me in my free webinar. Thank you for watching the video, and I hope that you have a blessed day.